Drag Race.
Hey, Kitty Girls, it's July 1st, 2020.
Ooh.
Welcome to Cubs Out Loud Drag Race Tea Time. All-Stars Season 5, Episode number 4. SheMZ exclusive.
Ooh.
Here to report on the happenings with the Rue Girls and all the shenanigery. I'm Gary, and with me is my fabulous co-star host.
Hello, everyone. It's Damon. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm surprised you can see me in all this camo.
I don't have a foghorn sound effect, but it played in my head. It really did.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready to jump right in?
Sure. Let's do it.
All right.
Gentlemen, start your engines, and may the best woman win.
Yes, yes, honey. Put the pedal to the metal. Let's get started. It is no mini challenge this week because it is SheMZ improv challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So the girls are divided into groups, and they must improv based off of character types they have been given. And there isn't really much else, like, as far as structure goes, but I could tell that each group had constructed their own storyline. Like, concept of start, middle, maybe a finish as a goal, like, something.
Like, they got the usual, like, ledger, as it were, which it looked like a piece of paper, and it probably had all the information. But yeah, okay.
So, Damon, what did you think of the the improv challenge, the big, enchilada, the thing they were doing this week?
Okay. So I wrote down, it went downhill from the beginning.
Ooh.
And yep, this is going to get like kind of messy and shady AF. So the three concepts, if I remember correctly, the first one we saw was Shay and Alexis, who were kind of playing real drag wives of Tuckahoe. And they were former castmates or someone that got kicked off or what the fuck ever. I didn't really get all of that because it was getting like one's trashy, one's messy, which we didn't really see in the thing. But that's kind of the whole thing. And I will admit that I liked their overall kind of performance. Like, they were funny, they had moments, they had shade, there was like a good, like, fun, like, story with the whole, like, pregnant but not really pregnant and the pillow fight, and it was just like this weird kind of conglomeration of things that worked in a way to me. Although I will admit I was not a big fan of Alexis and her, like, bulldozing her way to kind of get her funny lines in or get her words in or whatever. So everyone, Improv 101, it's kind of a yes and situation. So someone says something, you kind of it's bouncing back and forth. It's not a, like, two hens pecking at each other, because you can't get the funny if no one hears what you're saying. Right. Okay. So there was that.
Oh, girl, you just had a little conversation with yourself there.
Sure did.
I was like, I was going to answer, and then you just moved right. And I was like, okay, I was going to stay quiet. I'll wait for my entrance.
But so theirs was pretty good. Then we got to the GGB, Miss Cracker, ... and Blair. Yes, that is shade. Yes, that is shade. Yeah, because the whole idea was like drag mom with drag daughter trying to get on drag you, and there's this whole controversy, which again they didn't really talk a whole lot about. But Ms. Cracker and Juju had these lines that were kind of going back and forth, and it was But my biggest disappointment was, where's Blair? What's she doing? Like, what's going on? And it just felt like Blair wasn't even there,
Hmm.
which is kind of funny considering what happens later. Um, and then finally, we have the shoplifting drag queen and the something. Like she gets caught by the shop owner or whatever, and it's India and Mayhem, and I just this is where how I felt it went. It went kind of like it was already down like the hill. It sort of just kind of kept going. Like here's Shay and Alexis. Midway through the like downhill is Juju, Miss Cracker, and Blair, and then right before you hit the end of the hill is India and Mayhem, and then you kind of go into the like plateau before you move on the roller coaster. For those who are getting the reference,
Okay.
It just was so awkward and weird, and I literally wrote down, what is this? Question mark. And then I wrote licking and I underlined it. Because I don't know if that was their choice or if that was some kind of like part that was put in the whole thing for them. I don't know. Whatever it was, it did not land. It was not funny. It was awkward. I felt disturbed and disgusted at certain points because it just it none of it made sense in the framework that we have. Right? Now, if the shop mistress, Mayhem, had ran out and said, you were stealing stuff, but along the way you were licking shit along on why were we caught you on camera licking shit? Why the fuck were you licking shit? And then we kind of went there. Maybe.
Right.
But like, it just kind of came out of nowhere and stayed there. And
well, yeah, like so on Race Chaser, I believe Willem had said that this is actually from a TMZ kind of like headline stolen, that there is a pop queen or something that's into licking. Like it was a direct like from the headline kind of like tip of the hat thing. I could have that wrong, but that's the way I recall it. And I was like, I never heard of this. I don't know about that. I agree with you. If Mayhem had said something in the beginning that would have been a springboard for that later, it would have been a great callback. Like if Mayhem had been like, we got you on video. Girl, I know you were sniffing them panties. Like, blah, 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 blah. And then later, India's like, oh, by the way, and I was not sniffing them panties. I was licking them because I am a licker.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been a better,
Like, I would have gotten it a little bit more. I would have understood where it came from if I had some kind of pinpoint in the frame.
Yeah.
Like, again, okay, I will say this much, knowing improv kind of well, adding kind of weird elements like that can work. Like throwing something like randomly at the wall to just see if it sticks. Because sometimes it is hilarious where if something comes out of the ether and just becomes a thing. But not when they're already bad.
Yeah.
So there's shit. Gary, how about you?
You okay over there?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I just
Uh,
I tore this to shit, and I'm like, okay, here you go.
no, I mean, it's called tea time for a reason. Um, so I wrote the goal is dot dot dot. The goal is, oh, that's right. Like pretty much every damn episode, make Rue laugh.
Mm-hmm.
In order to make Rue laugh, you got to be funny. Sometimes you got to be cheesy funny. You got to be stupid
Mm-hmm.
funny, but you got to be funny. And even Mayhem in India, don't they say? Doesn't India say to Mayhem like we got to get stupid up in this thing or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but y'all didn't really get stupid. Now there was a stupid moment unintentionally when AM had difficulty pulling the wand out of her pants, out of her spandex
Mm-hmm.
pants. Like that was kind of
Yeah.
funny, and that wasn't intentional, I don't think.
Mm.
The licking of the donut backfired because it was a cake donut and it disintegrated, and
Yep.
apparently they didn't have another donut. At which point I was like, craft services, like what the fuck, like why didn't y'all have like a half dozen?
Like something, or just like,
Yeah.
just something that you could lick that would last a bit longer.
Yeah.
I mean, I know something stupid like a lollipop or something, just something stupid.
Yeah. But
I
so
know at one point they were licking the wand, and I was just like,
yeah.
do you know where that's been?
Well, yeah, we just saw Mayhem pull it out of her pants.
I mean, that's what I said. Like,
probably got pad funk all over it, but yeah. So no, I mean it's like I thought overall the challenge was okay. They led with the strongest. At least in the edit, we got to see Alexis and Shay. I thought they did rather well, even though I was annoyed. But I was going to be annoyed by the challenge anyways. Because I'm just not really into this whole, like, reality, star, news, drama, conflama.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Understandable.
I thought that Blair, Juju, and Cracker did okay. I didn't necessarily like. I'm not as critical of Cracker as you are. I think she could have done better being a disconnected, like uninterested daughter. Like she was doing it, but
What do
she
you mean,
wasn't.
Blair?
What?
You
Blair?
mean
Yeah,
Blair?
yeah. Like
Okay.
I think
Sorry, you
she
said
specifically as the daughter could have done better being disconnected, but I think she needed to be more dramatic about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like talking to herself while she's on her phone, like like, oh, I don't think so, and you got to be kidding me, and ooh, wait until I tell my girlfriend, you know what I mean, like just kind of mumbling and talking and like and
Yeah.
whatever to like fill up kind of the space. I could see the difficulty of Juju and Cracker trying to follow each other
Mm-hmm.
in the directions that they were going, but I also have to recognize that Cracker was really delivering on the
Yeah.
weird, absurd, kind of crazy, even though there was a lot of strategic, obvious, like, buffoonery.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dropping of the pill bottle, the stuffing of the money in the bra. Like, I mean, just, don't tell him anything. Like, I mean, just like there was some of that, and I was kind of like, okay. But then
Mm-hmm.
again, I guess to me it was more like telenovela, and I'm like,
Mm.
if it's gonna be that, then bitch, just do that. Like, just
Yeah.
just go for the obvi. But anyways, so
Yeah. Like, be like, if you're gonna do sexy or whatever the fuck you're doing, just fucking do it. Like,
well,
let's not.
I mean
Or
I meant
like
the I meant
What
the
do you mean?
dramatics, like the
Oh.
that's my problem with the improv is like. And here's actually this is what my problem is. I'm holding up to the standard of whose line is it anyway, and
Mm-hmm.
none of these bitches are able to do that.
No.
So, like, it's just all gonna be a fail. Sorry,
Yeah.
dog. It's a pass for me.
Yeah.
Not gonna
Like
happen.
I get like thinking on your feet, being quick, being like funny, and making things work is a drag like staple. Because if you're an MC That's kind of like the go-to kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
there's a big difference between like I'm kikiing on a mic with an audience to like an actual like improv like scene, like where you have to rely on your partner and whatever else is going on around you and kind of like build and work from there.
All right.
I will admit I honestly liked season 11's improv thing. Was that right? Am I right? Am I right? With like Brooklyn and Nina and
Fortune Feimster and
yeah, the police thing, whatever
I
they did.
know, and his name went out of my head. And
Oh, Cheyenne Jackson.
thank you. I was like, he's a
You're
big gay
welcome.
icon. He's been in
Yeah.
Ryan Murphy's shows. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shane Jackson. So, that one was really, really good, although problematic because Brooklyn, who didn't want the role that she ended up doing and was the naked
Mm-hmm.
one, stole the whole scene and kind of
Mm-hmm.
bulldozed Nina.
Yep.
So I think that's part of my issue is like that the queens just don't understand limits. Like honestly, of all the queens, I think Shay did the best.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'd go Cracker next.
Mm-hmm.
And that maybe could have been a hell of a lineup. Like to put the two of
Oh.
them together in a team.
Oh yeah. And that was the thing. I think I hate to say it. Okay. So my big overall kind of issue with the whole improv challenge was that the queens didn't get to pick anything.
Mm.
They didn't get to pick their teams. They didn't get to pick their roles. Everything kind of got assigned to them, and that works in some ways, but not always.
Right.
Like like Alexis and Shay's, theirs kind of worked because they were, even though they were meant to be two different people, they're kind of like even keel
Mm-hmm.
to me. The Blair, Juju, and Miss Cracker one wasn't exactly balanced enough in my mind.
Right.
Because, oops, excuse me, good lord. Anyway, so you've got this weird, like, it's off center, if that makes any sense. Like,
Yeah.
you've got the drag mom with her drag daughter and the admissions person who ain't having any shit with it or whatever.
Right.
And kind of, I forget what they said exactly, but you know what I mean.
Right.
And then Mayhem and India's was just, it just wasn't meant to be. Like,
Right.
I just can't, I, as much as I like those two queens in different ways, this was not a good match. This was not a good pair. And it kind of showed.
You know, I just realized if Shay and India had been paired up, that could have been real interesting because I think India would have learned from Shay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But and then
We
if you
got
want to get
got.
all full of tomfoolery, then you put Alexis with Cracker and watch that happen.
Oh.
Ooh, no, she better don't.
But I said it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you ready to move on to the next section?
Yes. Let's.
Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Cover girl.
All right, children, it is time to stomp the runway. Category is, come on, camo couture.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Mm.
We've already criticized past themes. Sparkle.
Glitter.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, no.
like, so we just picked a pattern.
Tool.
When are we gonna do Argyle? When are we gonna give Bob the drag queen a boner and do Houndstooth? Like, I'm just saying. When 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 are we gonna go? When are we gonna do? You know, handkerchief babushka realness. Like, I just. Anyways,
It's a thing.
I thought it was a little bit of a stretch as a theme.
Well, I hate to say. Well, actually, I don't hate to say this. I just there. It's probably difficult to come up with things because they've got to come up with these like ideas like months in advance before they even call the queens out. You got to think about it, and because they have to get time to get the stuff together. So it's.
I think I prefer when the theme is adaptable, like it actually gives you a broad range of possibilities instead of pigeonholing you. Camo couture means I'm gonna be seeing some fucking camouflage. Like, to me, that's the super obvious.
Like this? Like this?
Yeah. Or as we're about to get into, maybe you'll go in a different direction and it may or may not pay off. So, yeah, I was just like, all right. So, Damon, what were your thoughts on their presentations?
I wrote down camo fabu with a question mark. I got what I wanted, if that makes sense. Like,
girl, okay. Do you know what you just sounded like a moment ago? You sounded like you went to the strip club and you paid good money to get in to see the Magic Mike show, but in fact, it's actually Magic Michael, the cousin, like, offshoot show. So they were all right. Like, you tipped 5s. You didn't tip no 20s. Like,
I mean,
I'm just saying, you sound like you didn't quite
like,
get what you wanted. Like, you sounded dissatisfied, disappointed.
Like, I mean, you ain't wrong.
Okay.
Like it. I didn't want to see the same camo, like this kind of print that I'm wearing. Like I didn't want to constantly see that because that is, we all know that print. I wanted to see variations. I wanted to see different designed elements to kind of take it in different directions. And I got that. Having said that, it was what it was. Like, I'm not extremely like, oh my God, that was so beautiful. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Oh wow, like this is so amazing. They were okay. Like, there were some like stand out ish for me. I liked Shay's kind of design with the blue camo with the watering can. Like, bitch, why did you get that fucking watering can? Like, kudos to her, and like kind of going this route with it. But I was a little. I wasn't as big a fan of the latex or rubber like stockings that she was wearing as everyone else was, because it kind of went with the look, but it kind of didn't. And it's because we're getting two different, fabric choices. Essentially, we're getting the whatever it was on top, which is kind of like a regular like cottony or whatever kind of fabric, maybe a little satin kind of sheeny fabric, and then we got these rubber things, and they look okay, but it since the pattern is similar but not the same, and the two fabrics are different, it doesn't connect. And that's kind of where I went like, oh, like it was cute, but like it was a weird kind of choice. I liked India. She's the only one that actually like wrote down and like put like things down, and I was like, oh, because I liked what she did with it. Although it kind of made her a little big, and the proportions were a little off, and the slick back hair just never ever looks good on anyone, not a drag queen, but specifically not a drag queen. You've got to do something else with that. A high pony, something. I'm glad you kind of minimalized the makeup, as it were, because we know India's like high fucking drag with big fucking hair and all this shit. So it was a departure from that, but it just didn't land as well as I would have liked it to. I would have preferred if he was kind of going for a like anime video game kind of, assassin kind of character. I needed something a little different than what she got. Or it needed to be super fucking short. Like a very short, like bob with that color. I like the color, but just like something along those lines. Maybe an asymmetrical, like shortcut do to kind of go with it. But that's just me. So yeah, there's my thoughts. Gary.
So I said 3 out of 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm even willing maybe to say 3.5 out of 7.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's 7 queens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm referring to their looks.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, love Jujubes. Still love Jujubes. Saw the episode more than once.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, that cape is the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's the cape. Fuck the dress underneath. It's the cape. The cape is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Big shoulders. It's a big power cape. And I love that dusted rose fabric with the camo on the inside. It is so strikingly like counter expected. And I think I would have liked her whole outfit better if she had worn something else as the dress, not to blend in with the cape, the lining of the cape.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what offhand. Like I haven't really thought about it. But as I'm talking, I'm like, oh, it would have been really good if the dress had been like something pretty like stellar. But anyways,
Yeah.
like it just like it was bold. It makes a statement. It was well constructed, beautifully cut.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of that cape. Like it's
I do admit I love the cape.
It's a statement cape. I mean, it's a Quentin Crisp, like evocative, like smell my asshole, bitch. Isn't it beautiful? It's fruity. You know what I mean? Like it's such a power, like kind of like fuck you kind of like look thing. And she looked really good. Have to give recognition to Shea Coulee. I hear what you're saying about the latex leg pieces and how they don't quite match and they're shiny and the fabric's not the same kind of shiny and blah, 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 this and that. I'm more on the side of the judges that I can forgive it. She didn't win, spoiler alert. So like I'm not mad about it.
Okay.
She turned the corner and I was like, oh, all right, I see.
Yeah.
Someone came to play. Your name is Shay. You came to play. Like you're delivering. I'm okay with this. Like I'm intrigued by the whole like head wrap babushka kind of like with the big like kind of beehive-ish hair.
Yeah.
Like I mean like in the shifty dress and like I mean the whole thing in the watering can. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, girl? But that's why I loved it so much. I was like, okay. Like the only thing that probably would have made more sense is if she had been doing it to tiptoe through the tulips or some crazy, like shit. But yeah, no. So I mean, and it was that like winter, Arctic camo, I think they call it.
Yeah, it's like blue or
yeah.
what
So
it's called.
there was that, and I'm gonna begrudgingly admit the third one because I am not her fan. Alexis. She was real smart about this. She went with the winter deer hunter camo, came out in the classic Barbie holiday spectacular. You know what I'm talking about, girl. Everyone knows this cut and this out. Like that is the dress that the queen wears in the holiday special. It's with the muff and the white, I mean, it's really playing off that whole beautiful classic style that comes right out of White Christmas, the classic holiday movie. You know, I mean, it's just it was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a criticism though, bitch. I don't. Your makeup, them eye, lid, lash, eyebrow. I don't know what the hell she was doing. It was too jarring for me because it didn't match the camo. Like it's
Okay.
supposed to be leaves, but it's light blue. There's no blue in the dress. I was like, I don't understand what's happening, girl. Like the hair is on point. Like, you know, the whole like all of it, it's just this like yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
why
Mm.
did you not replicate the design of the leaf on the gown? To me that's an obvi. Like that like
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she's not that talented.
I think she was
Um
trying to. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I'm just what? Just, you know.
I can't get any higher. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's that. But no, the I mm, I got that and I liked it, but I wasn't like a big. I didn't love it. Like I know that sounds.
Well,
It
and
just felt like.
don't misunderstand. I did not say that I loved it, and if I did, I would of course correct. I did not love Alexis's, but she did it right.
Mm-hmm.
She played the game. She was smart about how she approached it. She knew most other bitches were probably going to go with a classic kind of like camo look, so or camo print,
Mm-hmm.
camouflage print of some sort. So yeah, I'll give the half to India.
Mm.
It was a very dominant look. I think it was well executed. I do not disagree that it was a little proportionately off slightly.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost makes me wonder if she borrowed it
Mm.
because it seems like it would have been better served on a big girl
Mm.
like
Yeah,
like
it felt big.
Eureka, Latrice, Widow, like a big girl because of how broad across it was and stuff like but I don't know. Like I mean, you know, and I hear you about the hair. She got
Mm-hmm.
complimented by Carson for going outside of the box and delivering something different, which is what they want. On Race Chaser, Willem criticized the hair and said that it was not long enough. It was too short. That's why it looked weird. She should have gone with like one other model of wig, and then the hair would have been just the right length. Blah 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 blah.
Mm.
Actually, the more I think about it, as you were saying earlier about like it should have been shorter or something, it should. I think it would have been perfect with a pixie cut, like
Mm.
literally with a skull, like
Like
wrapped.
very close to the head.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like do you remember Alaska's pink pixie cut wig that she wore? And I don't remember what
Maybe.
season, what it was in. It was
Maybe.
like cotton candy pink, if I recall correctly. She looks so gorgeous in it. And it's just
Mm.
a tiny thing of hair. Like there's not
Mm-hmm.
much there.
Mm.
Um,
I don't remember.
I think that would have been great as a counter, like
Mm-hmm.
visual
To
to
all the
what's there.
Yeah, to all the kind of big. Like everything kind of felt big.
Yeah,
And it would have been nice to kind of like smooth it out like with a
yeah,
just a very like close close to the face like
right,
hairstyle.
yeah.
I get
So
what you mean.
like I would kind of give it an India and a half, and then the
Mm.
rest I'm like, I get that like they really liked what Cracker delivered, but I'm sorry, it was predictable.
Mm. I was talking to Jim the night when we saw the episode, and I commented that I wanted, while I like Miss Cracker, I wanted like something just a little different. I don't like. Okay, just all tea. Cracker, when she pads on her hips, she pads like she over pads. Like her hips are meant to be like big,
Hmm.
and because of that, she has to wear a lot of layers of pantyhose to kind of get that shit smoothed out. And unfortunately, when she reveals her top of her torso,
Her midriff
her midriff, the color
is always off.
don't match. It's always off, and it never looks right. And I know it's drag, and that's like a traditional like drag like look, but like I would have preferred it to have either been the skirt went all the way across the shenane, or if she had covered up her belly, like it was a like if it was going to be a skirt, like it connected to the um, halter top,
Right.
to where it kind of all kind of went together. Because the fact that we got this cutout in the skirt that kept it open, and we saw like the basically the panty that she wore, the camo panty that she wore underneath, it threw everything off for me.
Mm.
And because there's no real, connection between it, it kind of felt like there were two bodies there.
Yeah.
So,
so that's 4. Who am I missing? Blair, Juju,
Blair,
and Mayhem.
Mayhem. Yeah.
All right, so Mayhem. Talk about predictable, girl. Like any queen could wear that, and that's really hypercritical, but it is all stars.
Well, I will say I loved. So if you've seen the pit stop with Bob and Alaska, he kind of says, oh God, what did he say? I just had it in my head. Like he said, like Mayhem, if I like that look, that's a look that I would have seen her in the club, and I would have just like I'm glad she's wearing camo because I wouldn't have seen her. I would have forgotten her. Something along those lines. It is a shady fucking line.
That's right. I remember. Yeah.
I laughed my ass off when I heard it, and I was just like, "Damn, Bob, you are like, like right there, right stab, right there."
Yeah.
Because it hurt, like it hurt, and I love Mayhem to death. Wait, that's not. No, that sounds bad. I like Mayhem. Let me kind of backtrack. I think Mayhem is nice, and I think there's a queen there, but I'm like you talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I'm not seeing the Mayhem that Mayhem believes she is.
I disagree. I think we are seeing the Mayhem that Mayhem believes she is, and that's the issue. We're seeing a personality. We're seeing a bar host. We're not seeing a queen. I see a drag personality. I don't see a drag queen entertainer. Like, and I know that's probably sounding really fucked up, but like, I fully expect her to see it Mickey's in West Hollywood, Hamburger Mary's. I fully expect to see her in those places, like emceeing drag shows, hawking food and drinks, and that's all I expect. I don't expect more, and no offense, this episode did not help. Now, don't get me wrong, she painted a mean mug. She from the neck up, she looked amazing.
Yeah.
Like, face was beat. It looked really good. The hair was amazing. But I was like, no, girl. So, anyways, as far as the fashion stuff, like, I was like, no, like, it's okay, but it's not great. And then,
go ahead.
Who the fuck? Blair and who am I missing?
Give me a second.
Blair and.
Give me a second.
God bless America.
You got Alexis, you got Shay, we talked about Cracker, we talked about Blair, we talked about Gigi.
Talked about
Gigi. Woo! Juju. We talked about India, and we talked about Mayhem. We talked about them all. That's all of them.
I missed someone somewhere. Well, there were 3 I said that were 3 out of 7, and then I counted India as the half. And
so Shay.
Yeah.
So you said Shay, Alexis, and
Juju.
Gigi. Those were the 3.
Right, and then India is
then
4.
a half. Yeah, India was 4.
Oh, and then I said Cracker. Right, predictable.
Yeah, Cracker. Yeah.
So that gets us to dun dun dun. Blair St. Clair.
Ooh.
All right, this is gonna sound ignorant as fuck, and I'm still gonna say it. You're in recovery, girl. What the fuck you smoking? I don't understand. She came round a corner, and I was like, what? Elementary school, year-end play, backdrop, chorus part shenanigery is this shit?
And it's so funny that they called Shay last week on her costuming.
Oh, mm.
Wait, I need to put it up a little higher. I keep forgetting my camera's a little up.
So yeah. Now, I'm not saying it was ugly. I'm just saying I didn't understand. And there's a part of me that thought, I wonder how she felt when she was pulling her outfit out and the rest of the girls are getting their shit together. I wondered if Blair thought to herself, "Ooh, I think I got this wrong, but I'm gonna sell it because
Yes.
I mean, it was fashionable. It was something. I mean, it wasn't ugly. It wasn't bad. It wasn't hideous. And it wasn't completely wrong, but it also wasn't completely right.
Yeah.
For camo couture, you did not go there. Like you went
Yeah.
somewhere, but you didn't go there. So, yeah.
It was like, I'll put it like this. If you got up close and squinted your eyes just a little bit, you kind of saw the camo. Like it's in the green. Like I can see it, but it is like it's behind the glitter and whatever, and then behind all the like colorful like flowers and butterflies and whatever the fuck you put in it.
Right.
And then you get to the camo. And that's the problem I have with it. It's like it's camo couture. Camo couture.
Right.
Camo couture. So like the prevalent aspect of your garment should be a form of camouflage, like whether it's the fabric or whatever. And given the statement that you were making, Blair, that is not like a camouflage tree that I would find in the woods. Like that was not a tree that I would see.
Right.
Like if you were going that route, like I would have been all for you because like, oh, okay, you're a tree. Like I get it, but if you were gonna go that route, I would have wanted to expect more like actual like leaves and like of the same color, like the darker greens and maybe lighter greens to kind of go into the whole part of it. It just yeah. And don't get, like you said, don't get me wrong, it was a well constructed outfit, very couture, very fashion, but also kind of crafty. And I usually don't have a problem with crafty, but when the design, when the runway is camo couture and I can barely see the camo. Yeah.
So I just realized what I would have rather Blair done, and if she'd done it, she would have slayed and probably won.
What's that?
So I'm going to give you some references. Hopefully everyone listening and watching can follow along. I want you to go to the science fiction movie The Fifth Element.
Okay.
And I want you to think about Lilu, the character. How she wore that banded, like, outfit that barely covered anything up. But do it with camo duct tape.
There you go.
Like, kind of like the detox thing, but not the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I get what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean.
And, like, so there's barely anything there. And you're kind of putting all your goodies out there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Valentina is the only one who has pulled that off, technically.
Yeah.
With where not a stitch of anything, but a piece of cardboard or two. But like I was just thinking about like what would have been something so like wildly different and kind of like unexpected, and I'm like, oh, that would have been it. You know, to just be like boop boop boop, and like that's about it. You know,
like you're like it's time for the outfit. Get your pads on. Get like everything on, and then like call someone over. Just be like, and like just gonna start it here and just gonna like wrap.
Well, I mean, I think it would have looked a little bit more like a harness. You could have made it.
I mean,
an
like
advanced thing,
actually made it. I understand, but
yeah.
I'm being stupid. I'm
No, it's
being
okay.
like silly.
But I mean, to me, like, because I was just trying to think, like, what could you have done that, like, would it, you know? But I don't know.
Ooh, that would have been fun. Because I've seen, so for those of us in the kink community, there you can make floggers out of duct tape.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of fold them and kind of like cut it a little bit to where it kind of makes the falls and everything. And done something along those lines with the duct tape, with the camo like duct tape, and done multiple ones, like, because we know there's camo duct tape. Everyone, there's camo duct tape, like the blue and the regular, like the army one, and I think there's a hunter one even, like
And
just
the
kind of
pink.
done that and then layered it up,
Yeah, the hot
and
pink
done
and all
like
that.
and done like a fringe outfit with the camo duct tape, like just like kind of a fringy like kind of thing. But that's just me thinking. You brought that idea, and I kind of went, "Oh, that would be fun." Anyway,
So
there's that.
yeah, you ready to move on?
Yes, let's.
Okay.
Ladies, 2 queens stand before me. This is your chance to impress me, win $20,000, and earn the power to give one of the bottom queens the job. The time has come for you to lip sync for your legacy. Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up.
Children, that is literally how it went this week,
Mm-hmm.
including the almost Katharine Hepburn hemorrhaging moment. May she rest in peace. All right, so as it turns out, there are 2 bottom queens. India Farah is in the bottom again for the 3rd time, and Miss Mayhem Miller joins her.
For I think the 2nd or 3rd time.
Yes. The top queen is
2nd. Yeah.
Miss Cracker. I did not see it coming.
Me neither.
But then again, I don't know who I expected to be on top. Like, who I expected to win. Maybe Shay.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Shay.
I probably would have been like Shay. Shay. Like I don't see anyone else really being like top other than her.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's All Stars. Nothing's conventional or normal. So
True.
Cracker wins. And so I don't see Untucked, but they do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cracker changes completely.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of a thing that's been discussed, especially on Race Chaser, about how like they're changing for the lip sync. And Willem kind of critiqued, and Alaska was like, "Girl, these girls know, like, use all the camera time you got." So they probably brought like 100 outfits, and they're just like, switching it up every time they're in front of the camera if they can or whatever. So
Yeah.
I was surprised to see what Cracker wore, because I was like, "Oh, look at that bodysuit, like with the ice blue hair, and blah, blah, blah." She really changed the whole thing up. So I was like, okay, that's a thing. And then we get to the lip sync assassin.
Uh-huh.
I don't know who it is, but one of the queens, the panel, the peanut gallery, on the side says, "Is that a person?" And I was like, what the hell was that about? When I watched it the second time, I kind of caught it. And it's because the lip sync assassin has this big cape on, and the light from behind distorts their body shape, so you can't really tell what the hell's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it rises up, and there are 2 distinct things I enjoy about this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Cracker's face, like right before you find out who it is, she is like a child on the 7th night of Hanukkah who is about to get like the last gift, because she's so excited to see who it is. Because there's this great moment where she's kind of leaning. Yeah, she kind of leans to see who it is. And the look on her face, like, is genuine, like, excitement. There's that. And then I'll get to the second look from someone else in just a moment. So it's revealed that it is the one, the only Morgan McMichaels. And I was like, all right. We are not fooling around. Like, it is yet again another serious lip sync assassin queen.
Yeah.
So she comes forward, and I was like, look at that bitch. She is high whore painted, big hair, cape, the bodysuit outfit. I was like, oh.
Yes.
Excuse me. 911.
Yes.
I like to report a murder. Actually, like a mass murder. Jeez. I thought if I was Cracker, I would have been like, I probably would have walked off. I would have been like, I'm good. She did the right thing. She bowed down, like she actually got on the ground, like she bowed, like she genuflected to Morgan in recognition of the queen. After it's revealed it's Morgan, the second look that's my favorite thing in this moment of revealing the assassin is Mayhem's face. Because Mayhem's face is really excited, and if you watch it, you can literally see the moment that she freezes, and it's in the freeze that her face isn't moving, that you realize she's now realizing if Mayhem wins, which she's probably going to because she's a killer, and my name is picked, my good juju, my bestie of 20-some plus years is gonna send my ass home.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the briefest moment where like all of it's got like the cards are like starting to fall into place or whatever. Like you can see the wheels are turning, and it's I don't know what it is. Like it's not quite an fuck, but it's a moment.
Yeah.
So they end up lip syncing to "Where Have You Been" by Rihanna.
Oh yeah, Rihanna.
High energy.
Girl. Yeah.
So Damon, what were your thoughts?
So I wrote down I always forget. And this is me just being like, I always forget that like Morgan is like amazing. So this is okay. This is maybe a little shady, but I'm gonna own it. Morgan has never like been my favorite queen, and we haven't really gotten on All Stars a chance to really see her like see her. Like she's great. She looks good, but it's very rare that we see her. Then I remembered like season 2, like she kicked Sonique's ass in like a lip sync. Sonique, who was bouncing and flipping and jumping around, and I think maybe she did. I think she did. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, whatever. Doesn't matter. But like there's this whole like. Anyway, whatever. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. But like, she's good. She is a good fucking lip syncer, and I don't get a chance to really see her that much. Excuse me. And the main reason I think, and unfortunately, is because she hasn't really done well on the shows, and that's me. That's kind of a I'll give the T for that one because like to me, I don't really get to see her except on like maybe the occasional video that shows up on YouTube.
Right.
But like she is a awesome fucking queen, and she knows how to deliver a fucking song. And what you need in an assassin is that kind of shit. Like you need that like you need a balance of someone that knows the song, can perform it well, can look good doing it, and then provide some of the nice balance of like I won't say agility, but like ability and camp. So we really got that from Morgan. So props to Morgan, and kudos to Morgan for like coming in and getting the job done.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my T for the lip sync.
Okay.
Gary.
I wrote a dance mix.
Mm-hmm.
Dot dot dot. So this is like kind of my beef, I guess. And we talked a little bit about this, I guess, last week with the what was it? Last week was Juice, Lizzo. Like, the songs are just kind of all over the place. And I'm like,
Okay.
this one is a definitive, like, get the crowd on the floor, stomping, jumping, like, everybody just lose your fucking mind.
True.
Maybe you're in a K-hole while you do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's just, it's a cray-cray song. Like, people just go all out. That being said, I don't feel like that both of them went all out. I think they held back, which was weird. I felt like Cracker was doing decent. She's doing what Cracker does. Cracker's kind of kooky a little bit. Like, so she's, she knows how to shablam. I mean, it was just, like, it had this weird kind of vibe about it to me. I got annoyed with Morgan. I was like, woo, yes, girl, we know you have a cape. Look at you go with the cape. Spin, spin, spin. Spin me around, right round, right round, right round, right round, right round. Yes, yes, yes. You are spinning around for like 30 seconds nonstop. I was like, what the fuck is that shit? That annoyed me. So I just... Morgan, yes, is amazing. Knows how to improv in the moment. Like, she was far better than Cracker at being witty and goofy and, like, making, like, silly, stupid jokes out of the lyrics in the midst of things. So, yeah, like, it was just, I don't know, it was weird. It was strange to me. Like, and I think my problem is this song builds. Dun 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 dun. What am I? Mario? Like in Super Mario when I just fell off the edge? I expect all out war. What this song missed is Shangela Propaganda. Like, no confetti, no fireworks, no crazy buffoonery, like no like corn out my pussy, like nothing. It was just like huh? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like there's times when the song, I think, calls for the whole shablam. Do you know what I mean? Like, and when it's really well executed, you cannot help but like practically jump out of your fucking seat. Like the song that comes to mind is Prince Ali from Aladdin. Even the remake with all the elephants and the thing, like it just builds and builds and builds and builds. Like, I mean, it just gets bigger and crazier and more like like you could feel the anxiety within your own body. You find it difficult to breathe. Like you are just like, and it crescendos and it hits it. And this lip sync did not. And I think that's my criticism of it. I was like, it's a dance mix. It's a well-known dance mix. That's where it fell apart.
Okay.
Like, I'll put it this way. This is a horrible analogy. When a Whitney song comes on and everybody gets on the damn dance floor, everybody thinks they are the center of the universe and they got their own interpretation of how that damn song is going to be performed.
Okay.
But I didn't feel like even that was being delivered. It was so strange to me. I was like, like, and that's the danger of a well-known song is I'm like, you best deliver it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want your stank on that floor.
Okay.
And I don't think I got that. I don't think I got it from either of them.
Fair.
That being said,
I disagree, but that's just me.
here's why I'm so bent up about it. Miss Cracker is the winner. And she gets $20,000.
No. She wasn't the winner. She wasn't the only winner.
she got $20,000. She's the winner.
No.
You could get all technical as Russian bullshit on my Olympics. I don't care.
I'm just calling it out like it is. Like someone's name was called first. Someone's lipstick was revealed first.
Why do it? Why bother to do it? Because it was totally negated. Because we're back to the whole, it's a tie. It's a twofer. 2 lipsticks. There's this dramatic moment. Rue announces that 2 lipsticks will be revealed.
I love Bob's like funny joke in Pit Stop where she's like, "What is RuPaul's favorite like clothing accessory?" And it's like, "It's a tie."
Girl, best joke ever. At least regarding RuPaul's Drag Race. I was like, wow. Like, you just jacked the Ripper, like, her throat. Just cut it right open. Spurting blood everywhere. Just killed her on the spot. Yeah, no, I mean, that's why I'm not disregarding Morgan McMichaels, but RuPaul did. She does this, like, both lipsticks will be revealed. And Cracker gets the $20,000.
Well, the assassins don't get shit.
I don't think either of them should have gotten shit. I think if it's a tie, the money rolls over. You did not win. But you got the money, so that means your ass won.
Interesting thought.
You can call it interesting all you want. It is my thought, and that's just the way I see it. She got $20,000.
I'm just sitting here like...
And I'm sure she could well use the money. It probably paid for all the outfits, to go there. But, and don't get me wrong, I watch Cracker online regularly, but I was just like,
So you think Morgan it should have been Morgan on her own?
Yes. Morgan alone, or if it's a tie, sorry, Cracker, but the money rolls over.
Okay. I can feel that. I can understand that. Because it technically wasn't a win, but because the assassin assassinated, but didn't really go in didn't kill.
If you really want to fuck everybody up, you split the money. You give $10,000 to Cracker and you give $10,000 to Morgan. And you could go one step further than that and give the $10,000 to Morgan's charity of choice. So she doesn't actually get the money. But it gets donated to something. Like the LGBT Center of like Los Angeles, or the Ali Forney Center, or the Trevor Project, or pick one of a gazillion things.
Pick something, yeah.
Okay. But that's not what happened. Morgan gets names first. She pulls the lipstick for Mayhem. Then Cracker also picked Mayhem. So bye, girl. It's Miller time, which is a shitty beer. So you gotta go, girl. Mayhem sachets away. I'm the queen of the party. I hate to say it, but I'm kind of over Mayhem. Like, I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier. I feel she's more a personality than quite an entertainer or a queen. And I know that's probably going to be controversial for some people. And that's fine. Not everybody is everybody's cup of tea. When it comes to if Mayhem was touring and she was going to be headlining somewhere, would I pay money to go see her? No. If she's part of a group of queens, I wouldn't hold it against her. Do you know what I mean? So, like, if she's part of, like, the Black Magic, review.
Black Girl Magic.
Right. If she's, if it doesn't matter what she's a part of. But, like, I'm trying to think of, like, what would make sense that she automatically is a part of. I don't necessarily consider her a big comedy queen, so I don't know if she'd do a roast. But,
Yeah.
Like, if she's part of...
I get what you mean.
Yeah, if she's part of a package, I'd probably be fine with it. But, no, girl.
Yeah. I'm gonna get to some of this later, but I'll talk about it a little bit now. There's a part of me that kind of, like I said, I like Mayhem. Like I like her overall, but I get what you mean. There's something missing that's, to me, like, there's this hype there that was there. Like that wasn't there. Let me rephrase. There's a hype, like when she came on in, I think she's season 10, if I remember correctly. Let me pop up back to my notes and look that up real quick. Yeah, she's season 10. Okay, sorry. But when she popped, like when she came on season 10, there was this whole big thing about she's, waited so long to get on the show. She's been trying to get on for years.
Right.
She's well known in LA, blah, 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 blah kind of thing. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm really looking forward to what you do. And then we saw her season, and we all know what happened in her season. She kind of went down like very quickly. She won the first challenge, and then that was it.
Right.
And in her promo, in her intro for All Stars, she kind of mentioned that, and she mentions that she's coming back kind of as a sort of redemption to kind of show people her. So I was like, oh, cool. So we're gonna get to see the Mayhem that I thought we were gonna see in season 10. Well, we don't.